Okay guys, here we are with my tag version of Worms. You guys will first see my single player version of it, then you'll see my tagged version of it, which is this deck right here. As I said, I had two versions of this deck, so yeah, this is the deck you would use if you're doing tag duels. So, no further ado, let's just get into the deck recipe. One Cyber Dragon is a 2100 beater, and you special summon this if you control monsters and your opponent does control a monster. Guardian of Order. You can only control one of these, that's why at the moment I'm running one. And what it does is you special summon this if you control two or more light monsters, and since everything in this deck that's worm based is light, you do not have to worry about not being able to special summon this card. Double Honest. We have Double Honest because of the fact that everything is light, so you can drop this on your opponent. Your opponent will be like, no, and you'll be like, yay. What it does is, oh, just so you know, this doesn't have an effect, just it can special summon itself. And it's 2500, so you can crash into Stardust. So what it does, this one does, is you drop it and you gain attack points equal to the monster you're attacking at the moment, or getting attacked by. Your opponent will take damage equal to your monster's attack because you gain their attack, so yeah. One Marshmallow is for stalling because this deck is going to have trouble without Marshmallow if I'm playing with someone that doesn't have worms. So yeah, if it gets attacked, you give your opponent 1,000 damage, and yeah, it's pretty good. One Morphing Jar is to draw out more cards in your deck and put Yagins in the grave. Two Morphing Jar 2. This one is a little interesting. So this is to get rid of your opponent's synchros. Also, it will shuffle through your deck and get you a bunch of things you might need, Yagins and whatever you feel like. What it does, however, is when it's flipped, all the monsters go back to the deck, your deck is shuffled. Then, for the amount of monsters you guys sent back, you keep flipping the top card of your deck until you get that amount of monsters. If any of them happen to be level 4 or lower, they're special summoned based on defense. I know people are a little confused with this one's effect, but that's how that card works. So we have plenty of level 4s and lowers for this to benefit off of. So we played two of them. Two Shining Angel, it searches out basically everything in this deck that is warm, honest, and whatever based. And we still play this over Nova Summoner because Nova Summoner is fairies. So when this card is destroyed with battle, you special summon one light with 1500 or less attack, invasive attack. Let's see, one Tragodia. We don't play Gores because of the amount of traps I'm running. Also, I've gone over this card. You gain 600 for each card in your hand. You send one monster card from your hand to the grave to take a monster of the equal level that your opponent controls into your control. And you can switch this level to whatever level of one monster in your grave. We still play one of these so that we can get our opponent's Marshmallows in attack mode. Two Worm Kings. 3 is way too much in this deck. It does still have its effect of tripping one and being able to be normal summon or whatever, but it is too much if I played more than one of these, as I need some speed in this deck. Since I'm not getting my draw plus whatever, I have to use two. So, two Worm Solids is for the extra defense, and yeah. Sadly, I think there's like only 8 worms that will get sent with it. So, 8 worms. Okay, so with this, and so that would be 4,000 more defense, right? No, 800 more defense. Which is still pretty good for two of these. Also, as I said, they're all light, so Honest works with them. One of these, two of them, doesn't really help, as my opponent or my partner will probably need to use some cards, banish some cards, whatever. So I play one of these so I can attack twice with it, and Honest with this is really broken. We play one of these, as I said in the other video, it negates your opponent's effect that this monster destroys, and it can attack again. 2 Worm X, I was playing 3, but I didn't feel like it was too great because of the fact that of all the stalling factors we have in this, so 2 Worm X is fine in this deck. And here are my Yagans. 2 Yagans, because Yagan only can be special summoned with Worm X on the field. So, next we have 2 Book of Eclipse. This will put your opponent's monsters face down. You put Yagans and whatever back face down. Downside is your opponent draws for each one that flips because of this effect. So, yeah. It has to be because of this effect, not because they flip it over and like, okay, I get a draw. It's a quick play and it'll save Yagans and whatever. 1 Book of Moon, it's alright. It protects you from some stuff. You can flip something face down. That's what it does. 2 Burden of the Mighties. There is a worm that permanently makes your opponent's monster go down by 500 for whatever ones that they were controlling at the time. However, Burden of the Mighty is such a greater card than that, and your partner really doesn't mind having burdens on the field. It helps them out. So we play 2 burdens. 3 is too much. I could put a Mon in this deck now that I think of it, but I don't need to. 1 Future Fusion, reveal Fusion and send the amount of cards to the grave. And you're still going for Worm 0, so. Or you can pass this on to your partner who's using Elemental Heroes or something. Yeah. That's pretty much it for that. Return all spells and traps to your hand because of the amount of traps and spells you're using. Special summon a monster back. Destroy a spell or a trap. Return 5, draw 2. Flip over your opponent's monsters that were on the field when this was activated, and stall for 3 turns. And also, here's another thing. You can discard 1 card, or level 8 to draw 2. So I did have 2 Guardian Orders, but as I said, it wasn't really helping. So 1 Guardian Order and 2 Worm Kings will be able to get traded in whatever. 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device. Return something back to the hand. This reflects your opponent's attack back at him. No, don't touch the card. Destroy your opponent's attack position monsters, and the Icarus for reptiles, which your reptiles still have to be face up when you activate this. That is it for the deck. Let's go over to the side deck real quick. Just in case if I change my mind, here's the other 2 worms. If you're curious how my side decks go, some of them, a few of them, are actually good side decks, well built, whatever. Some of them are just cards that I take out of my deck, don't want to forget I took them out of my deck, so I put them in my side deck, so that if I change my mind on something, I can take it out, put these in. So we have the Guardian, X, and Yagan. Those are the only 3 things that I think I would ever put back in this deck right now. So, let's go over to Synchros real quick. I have a Catastor, another Wyvern. I don't have Parshaft, which I can put that in, but everything else seems normal. Catastor, Wyvern, Arm, Black Rose, Bryonic, Colossal, Goyo, Mist, Red Dragon, Stardust, Thought Roller. And as I said in every video or any comment I've ever seen anyone playing Cyber Dragon, anytime you're playing Cyber Dragon, always throw in a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, no matter what. But I don't have enough for nope. No matter what. because this card will save you if you're battling ancient gears and if you're battling anything that's machine based. Because you can special summon Cyber Dragon and go take out the whole field. If you're running Cyber Dragon and you're not running this, you are definitely doing something wrong. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but you're doing something wrong if you're not. So I need to disk fragment my computer in a little bit. And we have 3 warm zeros, gains 500 for each one, so this one gets up to 3,500. Let's see. You can only activate these 2 effects once per turn. You can special summon a reptile in face down defense position, and wait, let's say, oh, it just says reptile. Did not know that. Huh, that's interesting. I will have to keep that in mind then. Anyways, you special summon a reptile in defense, face down defense. You can remove from play 1 reptile to get rid of a monster on the field, and you can draw a card. Only 2 of those are once per turns. And this one wasn't really a long deck recipe, so Worm Zero? Yeah, his effect applies to Yagen's, pretty much Yagen. That's what I was using it for. So yeah, this is the tag deck recipe. I know it's not as great as my single deck recipe, but this is something, these are some sacrifices you have to make when you're doing tag over single or single over tag. So this one is the tag one, and I'll show you in a second. Where is it? Request, there it is. And this one is the single. I like how that one looks so much. Oh no. That's not the single. This one's the single. I like how this one looks a lot. Anyways, enough of that. So this was my tag one. I know it's not really the greatest. This was what I was messing with at first. But yeah, go ahead and leave your comments about this one too, and I will be glad to check out what you guys have or opinions on this. Alright, so I will catch you guys next time. See you guys.